Oregon has the longest 39-game home win streak, longest home win streak in college basketball. Their last loss 2 years ago to Arizona. The Wildcats come into tonight winning 15 straight overall. They're number 5 in the country. But so far, Oregon is dominating. A block there by Bell. The Ducks leading by 7, and they're shooting 63% from the floor. Dylan Brooks has 8 of the 13 points for Oregon.
Dave, Oregon is playing perfect basketball, sending shots back on the defensive end, igniting transition opportunities, beautiful ball movement. This is the way the Oregon Ducks played in the 3rd game in Maui against UConn. When they would just kind of walk through the first 2 games, then they played perfect in the first half of game 3 in Maui. We're seeing that again today here in Eugene.
First place in the Pac-12 at stake here today. Trier falling down, can't get it. Jordan Bell, who's owned the glass, gets another rebound.
Jordan Bell, traveling violation, easy play to call. Jordan Bell, Tyler Dorsey, Dylan Brooks, all have come to really bring it today.
Arizona 10-0 in the Pac-12. First time since 1998. Oregon is 9-1. Best start since 1939 when it won the national championship. UCLA and Cal still in the hunt. This is the only meeting in the regular season between Arizona and Oregon. And the Wildcats have won 4 straight home games against top 5 teams. Twice they beat Arizona when they were in the top 5.
One of the reasons a lot of people want a 20-game Conference of Champions schedule is that they don't have these years where they just play a little bit. Beautiful play, Chief Comanche, unable to get it done inside.
But a foul called on Oregon. It's on Casey Benson, the 3rd on the Ducks. Sean Miller's biggest concern, Bill, coming in was handling Oregon's ball movement and execution. He started the game with Lauri Markkanen, a 7-footer guarding Dylan Brooks. Markkanen picked up an early foul.
Have you read Shoe Dog yet?
I'm still waiting to read your book. Your book is, I told you.
Shoe Dog, page 2. The plan changes every breath of the way. Great recovery defensively, Dylan Brooks.
Here's Dorsey, out of Benson.
Casey Benson, just an absolute critical component of this team. From the state of Arizona.
From
did not even consider the Wildcats.
Or they didn't consider him.
Well, two-way street.
Here's Pritchard driving, spinning past Markkanen. Shot clock at 5. Dorsey lifts, drains another 3. Wow, Tyler Dorsey, 3 of 3 from three-point land.
This is the Tyler Dorsey we saw up in Seattle about a month ago when he went for 28 points and just played perfect. I think he made a career-high 8 3-pointers in that game.
Yep.
His footwork, his balance, everything. Trier, who's from Seattle himself.
Just the 5th game Alonzo Trier has played this year. Missed the first 19 games due to suspension from that PED. He was cleared January 21st. Had to wait until the substance was completely out of his system. Don't need your analysis on that. Dylan Brooks for 3, no. Rebounded by Comanche.
My question is, what took so long for the NCAA to announce that?
Well, they're keeping it quiet. Markkanen with the rebound, puts it back up and in. You talked about how neither team has played great lately. He's coming off his worst game of the season, was just 1 of 6 the other night. They did beat Oregon State, though.
0 for 5 in the first half, where they trailed the Beavers. At the half, Beavers have yet to win a conference game. Their season wrecked by injuries.
Here's Pritchard trying to break down Kadeem Allen.
Nice pass.
And Bell thought he was pushed as he went up for the dunk.
Should not have tried to dunk it. Just make the shot.
Here's Trier, beautiful move. Can't knock it down. Markkanen keeps it alive, but it's Oregon ball.
Oregon guards have to do a better job of going after the ball once they get to the defensive free throw line on those long rebounds.
So Kansas's 54-game home win streak is over. Oregon has the longest active home win streak in college basketball. The school record 39 in a row. It's a 5-0 run by Arizona right now. Foul on Comanche.
Tyler Dorsey, the Pasadena, Southern California boy, coming here. His family in attendance today. He's drawing rain with those nothing but net. What a game here in Eugene.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Chevrolet. More J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand, 4 years in a row.
This game got off to a slow start. Literally, there was a 3-minute delay. The first basket of the game, Dillon Brooks against Lauri Markkanen, and then watch at the bottom of your screen, you see some talcum powder go shooting into the air. It landed on us. It was all over Phil Knight.
It's all over everybody. They're investigating right now. Department of Homeland Security is on the site. Unacceptable behavior by these normally fantastic fans.
And it's still all over the place. Dana Altman was given
I've got it all over me here.
He was given a warning.
I have to wash my pants.
Dana had to come over and tell the crowd no more. They gave Oregon a warning saying next time anything like that happens, a technical foul. All right, as you watch.
That's what they said the last time when they stormed the court that prevented UCLA from having a chance to win the game here in December.
All right, as you watch this game so far, what stands out to you about the way Oregon's playing?
Perfect execution. They've listened to their coach. Yesterday at practice, it was absolutely spectacular. Dana always has the mantra of here we go. Yesterday's additional mantra, secondary, was do your job. So he brings out Jovan Catron, the center on Dana's first team here 8 years ago. Gave a little speech here, talked about the importance of this incredible opportunity in your life, and Dillon Brooks has responded magnificently. And never forget that championship prize at the end of the road, end of the mountain there. You get the top seed here in the West, you go Sacramento, then San Jose, then to Phoenix, and that will be a huge plus in trying to win that championship.
The problem is Gonzaga right now is the #1 team in the country, and don't know if they're going to lose a game.
But Gonzaga will go to Salt Lake City.
Here's Ristich from outside, too strong.
And then go to San Jose.
By the way, Dillon Brooks has 10. Arizona has 11. Brooks had 27 the other night in a 1-point win against Arizona State. Looked like Oregon was thinking past that game.
He scored the last 12 points of the game. Tough pass, too hard there, Dillon. It's always the passer's fault. Throw a pass that the guy can catch. And Big B, who just gets in the game, looks to be limping over there. He goes to the sideline.
Speaking of limping, when we were here last, Dillon Brooks landed awkwardly, and he went to the locker room, did not return. Based on his history, a lot of people thought it might be serious. Thankfully for Oregon, he missed just one game. He's back. He looks fine.
But you have to ask him all the time. Up in Colorado last week, he led the big victory at Utah.
And then they lost to Colorado to end a 17-game win streak. Their only loss in conference play.
I did that game, and Dillon just, the entire Duck squad just looked like they were stuck in the mud, had their head buried in sand.
Where was I?
You weren't there?
I was not invited.
I can't figure you out.
Brooks missing, long rebound to Alkins. I'm just wondering why that powdered substance somehow repelled off of you all over me. Can't get it off of me, but somehow you were able to.
No powder, please.
You've had history with it. Dillon Brooks picked up his second foul. Again, Oregon a game back of Arizona. These teams play only once, so the winner will be in control atop the standings. UCLA and Cal at 7-3.
Cal playing a lot better right now. USC found their footing. Utah, excellent basketball. Tonight, 7:30 Pacific time, UCLA at Washington. Huge game, Pac-12.
And you and I will be at UCLA Thursday for UCLA Oregon. Offensive rebound, Ristich, swatted away by Boucher. They call him the Swatter Boy here in Eugene.
Arizona is bigger. They're taller with Deuce Ristich and Lauri Markkanen. But then you bring in the quickness and the explosiveness of Jordan Bell. Not as big, but tough and fierce. And then Boucher is an indescribable talent. And when he's on his game, he changes everything. He can be the best player in any game he plays.
Brooks on the bench with 2 fouls. Oregon leads the country in block shots. Alonzo Trier back on the floor for Arizona.
A lot of subs. Guys having trouble finding a rhythm. They need to find a way to get those big young guards, Kadeem Allen, Kobe Simmons, and Rawle Alkins unleashed here.
Trier waiting for the screen from Ristich. Shot clock at 9. Here's Markkanen.
Jordan Bell, so tough defensively.
Just 2 points so far for Markkanen. Good pass, though. Three-pointer up. No good. And Bell again owning the glass. 4 rebounds.
You can make the argument that with these two teams here, both focused completely on the team game, that Jordan Bell is the most valuable player in the entire Conference of Champions.
Sean Miller said before the game that he thinks he's definitely the most improved player in college basketball. Benson drains a three from the corner, and the lead is 13.
Casey Benson, what a story. The Tempe native, his dad went to Arizona State. His dad just a huge supporter of athletics. Their Arizona Power Basketball youth program there in the Valley of the Sun. Clinics today. Casey Benson epitomizes what it means to be a member of the Conference of Champions.
6 3-pointers already for Oregon. Here's Trier with 3 on the timer. Beautiful move, but he couldn't finish.
Look at Boucher.
Oregon looking to push tempo.
Get to the hoop, lower your shoulder, kick it out, stroke a 3.
Boucher swishes it through. 7 threes for the Ducks.
Timeout here, Arizona. And this would just feed the crowd ever more so. Arizona has no offense right now. Oregon is just too good in every aspect of the game. Complete domination early on.
Well, when you're in Walton's world, every day is Arbor Day. When we come back, the next edition of Walton's World, the Tree Whisperer, Bill Walton.
An outdoor program here where dreams come true. Doug Fir. Hey Doug, how you doing, champ? These are the giant sequoias. I didn't know that these trees grew this far north. Is this 8 or 9 months old, you think, or what? That's for Norm Van Brocklin. Wow. What kind of maple tree is this, John?
This is an Oregon big leaf maple.
Oregon, there's no leaves on it. I love big leaf maples.
I do too.
Oh, this feels so good. So this was put on this tree in 1897? So this must have been a big tree in 1897. A white oak. This is the oldest tree on campus. I love this tree. I haven't seen trees like this in Los Angeles. I am a woodpecker. Come on, bugs, get out of there. I'm hungry. Let's go. Look at how beautiful it is. How do the trees stay alive when it's so cold?
I wanted to give you this tree hugger shirt.
A tree hugger shirt? I'm just going to put this right on right now. More rain. Here we go.
I love trees. I also love threes, but thanks to Jane, thanks to John, thanks to Tarzan, thanks to Columbia Sportswear, what a day here yesterday. It was so cold, though. My goodness, icicles were falling from the sky, hitting me in the top of the head. It's never been so cold in my entire life.
Did you really just bang your head against a tree, asking the bugs to come out?
Well, the woodpeckers, like those trees have been attacked by the woodpeckers, right? That's where the bugs live in there because of the thickness of the bark. The special Doug Fir trees on the alley there leading up to D.D. Hall. Markkanen just cannot get on track. The defense is just so great, but I love trees, and I love Eugene. This is my last trip to Eugene this year. Man, I'm so sad.
Another three-pointer by Benson. Arizona hasn't scored in 5 minutes, and the Ducks can't miss. They lead by 19.
Kudos to Casey Benson. He completely changed his game. He was the starter for the last couple of years, but all he did out there was kind of stand around and hand it off to the other guys. When he was replaced in Game 2 in Maui by Pritchard, the lone Oregon native on the team here, Casey completely changed. He said, okay, I've got to become more assertive out there, and we are seeing the fruits of that tree of life today.
Another Arizona mistake, a shot clock violation. Wow, this does not look at all like the Arizona team that handled UCLA on the road.
Handled them. That was a phenomenal performance of perfection that day in Pauley Pavilion. The Bruin fans just stunned. It took UCLA quite a while to recover from it. I'm not sure that they've done that yet with brilliant strategy by Sean Miller.
Wow, Benson, another three. By the way, coming up tonight, it's Kentucky and Florida. We've already seen 2 top 10 teams lose today. Kansas, Virginia, number 5 Arizona's in deep trouble, down 22. Here's Allen spotting up, off the mark on the 3.
Look at Boucher, fierce, anticipation, quickness, once again winning out over size and strength.
Get it to Benson. Or Dorsey. 10 threes for Oregon. Wow! Sean Miller, a little bit of a smirk as if to say, I can't believe it either.
This is a clinic.
Tyler Dorsey's 4 of 4 from 3. Casey Benson is 3 of 3. They're 10 of 13 as a team from behind the arc in just 15 minutes of action.
Since the Conference of Champions opened in late December, Arizona has been the best offensive team. Today, though, it's all Arizona. All color. Eugene, Oregon, excuse me here. I got my cities all mixed up here.
Meanwhile, Arizona shooting just 24% from the floor. They have the talent, the potency offensively to get back into the game, but who's going to start it here for the Wildcats?
They have 11 points.
My point is they scored 96 against UCLA, so they have the potential, but who's going to be the guy to get it going? That's not the way to do it. A turnover as Bell steps in front. Here's Dorsey. Thought about it. And a foul is called on Simmons.
On-court leadership. That's what the Arizona Wildcats need right now. That goes to Kadeem Allen. He's the guy that's got to get it going. Maybe a little bit Alonzo Trier. But with Tyler Dorsey in just such a incredible zone right now, just get him the ball and get out of his way. This guy with the ball here right now, Dylan Ennis, he's the mentor. He's the leader for all these young Oregon Ducks.
And he's the guy that's been lights out in three-point land, shooting 50% in conference play. As there's another foul called here on the Dorsey drive. That's 4 team fouls on Arizona. They get Alkins for his first.
I know this will break your heart, but the Oregon Ducks are not about stats. They don't have a single player in the top 20 in scoring in the Conference of Champions. But this guy at the line right now, and he was on the Greek national team last year. His mom is Greek. And Nick the Greek is here today from Greece.
Who's Nick the Greek?
Nick the Greek is a great family friend of Tyler's mom, who is Greek herself. And so he goes and plays with the great Greek, who's playing for the Milwaukee Bucks right now in the summertime.
You want me to say his name so you don't have to?
I can't say his name.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay, so
going to the All-Star starter, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll take me 20 years to learn that.
Markkanen fouled on the way to the basket.
Say it again.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis, okay.
The Greek freak. Boucher with the foul.
How about the great Greek, okay? Freak has a negative connotation.
Oh,
positive. Keep it positive.
You're way too sensitive on that one. Everybody calls him the Greek freak, including the Bucks. Speaking of the NBA, tonight our NBA Saturday primetime game, 8:30 on ABC. It's the Cavs and the Knicks. Interesting, with all the Carmelo Anthony rumors to Cleveland. The coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 8.
Just because you don't know what's in that powder, don't think that it's okay that the great Greek thinks it's okay that you call him a freak.
First points for Arizona in the last 7 minutes and 12 seconds, by the way.
How was that not a foul on Jordan Bell's attack of the rim? The guy just went right across his forearm and took the ball out of his hands.
The leadership for Arizona tested right now. The Wildcats have won 15 straight games, the third longest active streak in college basketball behind Gonzaga and New Mexico State. Trier way off on the 3. He is 1 of 5 from the floor in the game. 1 of 6 now. Boucher attacking Markkanen.
Great defense.
Yep.
Larry Markkanen, who's much more suited to guard a tall man. That matchup with Dylan Brooks early on just did not work out. This guy, what a talent.
Wow, a block. It looked like it was on the way down.
No, that's a great block.
Dorsey collects. Got stripped. It will stay with Oregon. Man, Jordan Bell, one of the all-time leaders in blocks at Oregon.
It's been all Oregon right now. Beautiful day here in Eugene. Yesterday it was 30 degrees. Today it's up to 50. The rivers are flowing. The trees are blooming right now. Dylan Brooks, the shining star. Yes, bringing it home.
Look at that. They have not even attempted a mid-range shot. They're 3 of 6 in the paint. They're shooting better from three-point land.
Well, that's because it's harder to make baskets inside than outside. Nobody guards you outside. And the reason it's open out there is because Oregon started the game by driving to the hoop. Dylan Brooks set it up early. But with Casey Benson, with Tyler Dorsey, with Dylan Ennis, and Dylan Brooks, all Boucher, all stroking threes. This has been a fabulous display of how you play basketball, and Dylan Brooks is just begging to get back into the ball game. Saying, come on, coach, I'm hot.
He's got 2 personal fouls.
I want some of this, please.
Only reason he's on the bench is because of the 2 fouls. Arizona's missed 11 straight. This is incredible. Oregon up 25 points on the number 5 team in the country, who coming into tonight is playing as well as anybody in the nation.
And Oregon barely beat Arizona State here on Thursday night, carrying the ball violation there.
It was a 1-point win for Oregon, and they lost their previous game at Colorado. The Ducks have been struggling the last week, but whatever was wrong with them, it's forgotten. They've got the longest win streak at home right now, with Kansas losing earlier today on ESPN. Their 54-game home win streak ends. So now the longest streak belongs to Oregon at 39 straight.
Don't play to the level of your competition. Bring it every single game. You never know what's going to happen. Great pass. Best offensive sequence of the night.
Jackson Cartwright to Comanche.
Little PJC. PJC is the same size as Lowry's mom.
5'11"?
No, PJ's not 5'11", please.
Just going by the stats. Listed at 5'11".
Beautiful.
No,
that's
traveled.
a terrible call.
No, it's not. Mike Reed was right there. He stepped through it, took steps.
Show the replay.
He's not complaining. Neither is Dana Altman. And Dr. No, our producer, says no, Bill. Dr. No.
What would you expect from Dr. No?
By the way, on Thursday, how about this? We got
That'll be a great game.
Yeah, that's at 8, Duke, Carolina, and then we got Oregon, UCLA after at 10 Eastern. Great doubleheader.
We'll see if the rest of the country will be able to pick up on what Sean Miller was able to isolate as a real weakness on the Bruins defensively and where to attack.
UCLA has stumbled a bit. They're 7-3 right now in conference play, but if Oregon hangs on to win, they'll be just 2 games back of Oregon and Arizona at the top of the standings. Here's Allen for 3. It's good. And so Arizona's made consecutive baskets after missing 11 straight. The lowest first half total for Arizona this year, 26 points. It happened twice, against Cal in a win and Gonzaga in a loss. And that loss by Gonzaga the last time Arizona lost a game, period. They've won 15 in a row since December 3rd.
But that Cal game, Cal was up 13 in the first half at Haas Pavilion. And then Arizona got red hot. Traveling violation again.
And Boucher injured on the play, hobbling. This is a critical time here for Arizona. Can they get it to 14 or 15 by halftime?
Just keep playing good basketball if you're Arizona. You've got talent. You've got more talent than the opponent. But right now, you've just been outworked, you've been outthought, you've been outprepared, and this crowd here is against you.
So what you've seen in the last 19 minutes leads you to believe that Arizona has more talent than Oregon?
I don't just watch the first 20 minutes of the game. I've been watching them all season long.
Hawkins, no. Dorsey, the rebound.
This Arizona squad is loaded with talent.
I agree on that, but this is really impressive by Oregon. Dorsey to the rim, no. Markkanen boards. Here's Jackson Cartwright waiting for help. It's Markkanen. He'll try it from there. Whoa. Short. He's been making those, but not in the last 2 games.
Oregon's playing with more heart, with more spirit. Men of Oregon here. Read Shoe Dog, please. Read the Oregon Trail. We're in the Willamette Valley. This is the end of the Oregon Trail. This is where the greatest land migration in history culminated. This was the dream, and the dream has come true today. Thank you, Rinker Buck. Thank you, Phil Knight. Thank you, Pat Kilkenny. Thank you, Big Stoner, and all the people who are here today celebrating Oregon basketball.
In other news, we've got a terrific doubleheader. Sonic Blockbuster on Thursday night on ESPN.
Doubleheader night. East Coast, West Coast. But which is the best coast? In the East, one of sports' greatest rivalries. But then there's the edge of your seat, West Coast. You know what? Don't worry. You don't have to choose. We're going coast to coast, baby. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind.
You don't have to wait till next week. I'm telling you right now, the left coast is by far the best.
3 players.
And that's not an opinion, that's fact.
3 players on the Wendy's Wooden Watch will be in that game. TJ Leaf, Lonzo Ball, both freshmen. Dylan Brooks, a junior. Markelle Fultz and Lauri Markkanen also on the top 25 Wooden midseason list.
This is the Conference of Champions. UCLA has more than 350 titles. I mean, the Conference of Champions has more than 350 championships than the ACC does. In the ACC, they just bought a whole bunch of championships when they brought those new schools in.
I'll remember that if I'm ever on Jeopardy. Got a 4-second difference between the game and shot clocks here. An important possession here for Arizona defensively.
You've never been on Jeopardy?
5 to shoot. Brooks setting the screen. Timers at 2. Pritchard sees it. So does Bell. Lets it fly.
Oh, bank it in, Jordan Bell. Cornelius. JB. Soul Train. Driving that train. Oregon Ducks 20 points up. Let's go. We got a game.
Worst first half of the season for Arizona. Already twice today, top 10 team has lost. Will we have a third as Oregon tries to make it 40 straight home wins?
They're playing a good team. Don't talk about the worst, talk about the best. The best has been Oregon. Dylan Brooks, Tyler Dorsey, Alpha Romeo coming up. Right now, Casey Benson, stroke it. Raining threes, Oregon.
Reese Davis, Jay Williams, Seth, go. What a first half for the Oregon Ducks, and Dylan Brooks, Player of the Year candidate, had 10 points in limited minutes because of foul trouble. His teammates stepped up. Tyler Dorsey at 14. Casey Benson had 9. Oregon was 10 of 14 from three-point land and has a 20-point lead over the number 5 team in the country. First place at stake. Oregon 9-1 in league play. Arizona at 10-0. First and only meeting of the regular season between these two. Kansas already lost. Wow. 51-game home win streak at Fog Allen. 54-game home win streak, including games played at Kansas City. Iowa State hit 18 threes. Oregon hits 10 threes. And the Ducks now have the longest active home win streak in college basketball, 39 straight. Dave Pasch, Bill Walton.
Is that you, Dave? Where have you been, man?
Are you surprised by what you saw?
Surprised that you're here. You like never show up anymore. I'm not surprised at Oregon because home court, emotion. They played 2 stinker games recently, but they're looking at that basket like it's as big as Crater Lake. They're looking at the Wizard Island right in the middle and say, we're filling this up right here.
Let me see that for a second.
What do you got right here?
Let me see this for a second real quick.
Right, what's that?
All right, you look at the two guys. See these two guys here? Somebody just gave this picture to you. This game today is not about these guys. It's all about the shooting.
Little guys. It's all about the little guys. It's all about the changing game. By the way, we won that game and that basket went down. But Crater Lake for Oregon. For Arizona, it's the desert. It's no thought whatsoever about, okay, we got to come and make this happen, this possession. There was no on-court leadership. There was no spirit. There was no spark. There was no joy for Arizona. Ton of time left. You're down 20. Just take it a possession at a time. You got the talent to get the job done. For Oregon, will they be able to sustain? Will they become the transitional economy here of the great Northwest with the Llamas?
And we just found out that Baylor has just lost to Kansas State. So 2 top 5 teams have already lost. Will Arizona be the third? on this first Saturday in February.
Great footwork, Deuce Ristich, unable to get it done, but the strength, the power. Rawle Alkins from Brooklyn. This guy is, you look at him in practice and what he's got going for him, an unlimited future for Rawle Alkins. The same can be said for Kobe Simmons. Great friends, but completely different body packages. Rawle Alkins, send it back.
Arizona has scored the last 9 points going back to the end of the first half, so Oregon's gone 5 minutes without a point. The Wildcats certainly have the firepower to come back from being down 27 points.
If you're Arizona, don't wait for anybody else. Don't wait for plays to be called. Be that guy that just asserts himself and takes over right now. Deuce Ristich picking up where he started this game with 2 early hoops.
Foul on the drive. They're going to say on the floor. Markkanen trying to cover Dillon Brooks. That's a tough matchup.
Don't go out on a limb.
Although Sean Miller said, look, we think it's a favorable matchup and that Oregon will be surprised when they see it. Didn't happen a lot, though, in the first half because Markkanen got a quick foul.
That's a surprise of joy for Dillon Brooks.
Stripped by Alkins. Excellent play. Here come the Wildcats, but Pritchard steps in front to steal it. Big play by Pritchard, and now Dorsey, who hasn't missed yet, still on fire. 5 of 5 from 3.
Peyton Pritchard, so good, so important. What he does in terms of his ability to create, to finish, and now he's become a defensive factor as well, over the top.
Alley-oop from Simmons to Alkins. That was a Allen rather. That was a 5-point swing, though, with that play by Pritchard in the open floor to get the steal and then find Dorsey. Here's Brooks for 3. Another one. Oregon is 12 of 16 from three-point land.
Dave, right? Let me fill you in. Every possession is a possible 6 or 7 point swing. Possible. Whoa, Rawle Alkins. Did you see that play he made the other night against Oregon State? The top 10 throwdown there? Wow.
He's a terrific athlete. Freshman from Brooklyn, averages 12 points per game.
Just got his driver's license. He's been taking Uber ever since he came out. You know, being an inner city guy in New York, no need for a driver's license or a car. Learned how to drive in the parking lots at night. Good ball movement here for the Ducks.
Do you have your driver's license yet?
Yes, I do.
It hasn't been revoked. I've been in the car with you driving. Alkins, no. Batted around.
I got my driver's license the day I turned 16. Look at Dylan Ennis over there, congratulating, helping up Peyton Pritchard. This crowd is just ecstatic here.
Sean Miller is irate. They might change the call here because they ruled that it was Oregon ball, and then Sean Miller on the floor, upset about it. Mike Reed goes over and says, you got to get back. You got to get back to your bench. Oregon ball. Let's see.
That's off of Deuce Ristich right there.
Right here, though, Pritchard tried to save it, and Darrell, the official there, wasn't even looking. They missed that. Brooks against Markkanen, and that's the 3rd foul on Lauri Markkanen.
Dillon Brooks is just ecstatic that Lauri Markkanen's guarding. And look, Lauri's a good player, but to ask him to be... Lauri Markkanen's got 2 inches on me, and I'm 6'11". But as soon as Dillon Brooks sees this matchup, he says, I'm putting it on the floor and going to the hoop. I'm going to move off of screens. This is a dream come true for Dillon Brooks.
So, Bill, it is Bill, right? Why would Sean Miller...
with 2 L's.
Why would Sean Miller think that that would be a good matchup? Then why did he start the game that way? Why did he start the second half that way?
The thinking would be, okay, you got length, you got size, that Dillon Brooks is not going to be able to bull his way through, but Dillon is such a versatile player. That's what makes him so valuable to this Duck squad and Dana Altman. Oh, tough play.
Allen had a sure layup, but he lost the ball, turned it over again. Keanu Pinder is in right now for Markkanen, and Ristich is on the bench, so Arizona going small here.
And they still tower over the Ducks. But Pinder, you know, he's got some physical capabilities that he can maybe play against Dillon Brooks. I would try Rawle Alkins on Dillon Brooks.
Brooks got a look and buries another one. They cannot miss from behind the arc, the lead back to 21.
So Dillon Brooks, he grew up a dog lover, right? He just got his first dog of his own. He wanted to get a Mastiff like Cortez, but he ended up with a Rottweiler. He calls him Zeus, and Zeus is his 4-month birthday today. And Dillon Brooks is celebrating that dog's greatness, and what a game he's playing.
3-on-1 Oregon. Ennis to Brooks. Slam dunk.
Pat Kilkenny up out of his seat. He paid for this floor. Tinker from Nike designed. Right now, it's Arizona that's deep in the woods. They have just no idea what has come over him today.
They have won 15 straight games, have not lost a game in 2 months. They're number 5 in the country, but they're in trouble. Another turnover. Fast break opportunity again for Oregon. Here's Brooks. He's got the hot hand. Not this time.
Look at Jordan Bell fight. The hardest thing to find when you're putting together a team is somebody who's willing to fight for the ball underneath the boards, and that is Jordan Bell. But Dillon Brooks' skill level today, jumpers, drives, creating fouls, the wink to the crowd, it's all happening with a young Canadian from Mississauga, just outside of Toronto. His Canadian mate, Dylan Ennis. Everything going right for Oregon, and all Sean Miller can do is call yet another timeout.
23 here in Eugene. The Ducks right now have the longest active home win streak at 39 in a row, with Kansas losing today for the first time in 55 home games.
Congratulations, Iowa State, but also our hats off to Bill Self and the Kansas program there, what they've done, dominating the Big 12 for all those years, record-setting years there. Wow.
How about Arizona, or Oregon rather, 4 two-point baskets, 13 threes in the game. Meanwhile, Arizona, during this trip here to Oregon, at Oregon State Thursday and today in Eugene, they're shooting 25% from behind the arc.
This beautiful exhibition of offensive explosion. Dana Altman, these players, they love to play for this guy. His style, relentless attack. The Blue Jays from Creighton. Dana's got his own little Blue Jay over there, Kevin McKenna.
Shot clock at 1. Jackson Cartwright had no idea. That's the 3rd shot clock violation by Arizona tonight. Right out of a timeout, too.
This crowd, the Oregon crowd, has always been at the top of the list. The way they were able, in old Matt Court, be able to make that scoreboard just bounce. That's when they knew they were in complete control. The on-court leadership of this guy right here, Dylan Ennis, rarely makes a turnover, can score when he wants to, plays great defense, mentors all the young players, teaches Jordan Bell how to play offense. Whoa.
Shot clock issue, it wasn't running.
Dillon Brooks does not look injured today.
No. By the way, Dylan Ennis, to your point, he has not scored in this game, but he's
fantastic.
His impact has been immeasurable. Just watching him lead the team. Remember last year he had the foot injury, so he missed the entire season.
He had 2 surgeries on the foot. Yeah.
They got to get the clock situation.
So mark this
out.
date down in NBA history. This guy next to me, Dave, right, made a comment about somebody who wasn't the statistical leader in that game. Oh my gosh. So I had the privilege of talking to Dylan, and I get to meet all these guys, right? So he's growing up. His dad is a great legendary basketball coach, and they were coaching the team. Dylan, his brother Tyler, who's an NBA star. What team's he on now? New Orleans, Houston, I don't know. Dylan, Tyler Ennis. And then Tristan Thompson.
Recently. Go ahead, though.
So they're all, they all grew up together, and they're all playing basketball. And Dylan was telling me today that they had a game. They were down 7 points with 7 seconds to go. And they had all given up, and Dylan was the oldest one, and he said, we're going to win this game. And he scored all the points. They brought him all the way back. They tied the game at the end of regulation, and they won. They won that game, and he's carried that over. On-court leadership today, just absolutely spectacular. What's the problem here?
Yeah, clock malfunction. There was about 8 seconds where the clock stopped, all right? So
it's called home
here.
court.
It stops there, so They said that it was 8 seconds. The shot clock reset. It shouldn't have. They're going to put the shot clock at 11, the game clock at 14:31. So actually, they say 13 seconds. You know where Tyler Ennis, by the way, went to school, don't you?
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that win today, giving Jim Boeheim unofficially 1,000 wins and a victory over number 9 Virginia.
The home of Michael Beasley, the home of David Falk, the home of Brandon Steiner.
Jordan Bell to the basket, and the lead is 25. Oregon led by as many as 27 in the first half.
Oregon's playing as well in the second half as they did in the first.
Another Arizona turnover.
Nice passing
to Ennis. Oh, Bell wide open on the low block. Gave it up. And they get 3. Dorsey 6 of 6 from behind the arc. This is a shellacking.
That's what they use on these floors here. They make them smooth and shiny. Deep in the woods, shellacking. They are walking through the tall firs alley.
Markin on the catch. He was fouled by Bell. The way this game's going, you might sleep in the forest tonight, given your relationship with the Eugene trees that we saw during Walton's.
I love trees. I love saguaros too, but I don't hug the saguaros.
That's a good move on your part. How about Bell?
They're sort of like you, prickly and spiny.
Bell had a dunk. He gave it up. And Dorsey hits the 3. That's the kind of day it's been for Oregon.
He did not have a dunk. Please. When was the last time you dunked? But that was not going to be a dunk. He had no footwork. He had no balance. He had no room.
Last time I dunked was when I stood on your shoulders recently.
Jordan Bell send it back. #1 shot blocking team in the entire country. Rare mistake that time by Dylan Brooks.
Kadeem Allen down the lane. And
wow. Even Dylan Ennis is up there sending them back.
Oregon leads the country in block shots. They're #1 in the Pac-12 in field goal percentage defense. They're a terrific offensive team. Went to the Elite 8 last year. Can they go deeper this year?
Yes. Any one of the top 3 teams in the Conference of Champions can win the entire thing.
What do you make of UCLA the last 10 days, last 2 weeks? They've struggled.
Sean Miller exposed UCLA because UCLA was on top of the world. I mean, they're writing cover stories about Lonzo Bell as the next great player ever.
Ball. I know who you meant.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Save me from myself. But then Sean Miller, you know, he brings his team out, and they needed that type of game here today, and they just haven't had it.
Here's Bell on the cut. There's the throwdown. Hammer time.
That is perfect basketball, and that is identifying the weaknesses of the opposition and exploiting them. And Jordan Bell is calling the crowd down onto the court here. What an atmosphere here. Not a person sitting.
How about a 29-point lead for Oregon, and they haven't had an offensive rebound. There haven't been any rebounds on the offensive end.
Throw it down, Jordan, one time.
That game on Thursday night, the Ducks will be tied with Arizona if they hang on to win. This is their only meeting in the regular season. UCLA 2 games back, and of course Duke Carolina to start things Thursday night.
Dave, what an incredible atmosphere here in Matthew Knight Arena. Named for Phil and Penny Knight's son, who tragically passed away years ago. Oh my gosh, but during that timeout break, they were having James Brown music, people just dancing all the way to the rafters. Absolutely fantastic. The players were all wearing shirts in today's game. Thanks, Aunt Penny. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Penny. Wow, incredible. Dreams do come true.
I think that was the Isley brothers, not James Brown, that was playing at halftime.
No.
You should know that. You're older than me. I mean, that was in your day. You should know who that is.
James Brown.
By the way, Oregon has 14 threes. The record for Matthew Knight Arena, which has been open for 7 years, is 15. The school record is 18. They're 14 of 19 from 3.
Oregon has only lost 13 games in 7 years. Boucher.
They tie the Matthew Knight Arena record with their 15th three. It's a 32-point game.
One of the great offensive explosions ever. Reminiscent of Crater Lake. Now St. Helens.
Here's Dorsey. Takes it himself and a three-point opportunity. This is unbelievable, really. A top 5 team getting absolutely pasted by Oregon.
Oregon's playing perfect. Arizona has not brought it today. 27 points will never get it done, no matter who you're playing. On the road, in the second half. Spectacular in every sense of the word, and now they're going to the free throw line for more.
You're not related to that Walton, are you, Bill?
I'm not sure. What was his name again? Who's he play for?
We'll move on. All right, Oregon,
Michigan
is up 62 to 27.
That's a good coach. Beeline there.
So 2 top 5 teams have already lost today. It looks like we're going to have a third.
Oh, really?
And then Virginia, number 9, has lost today.
UCLA plays tonight.
Yeah, we don't have the night games yet. I mean, on the East Coast, it's not even 6 o'clock.
Great hands, Dylan Brooks.
And Oregon just out hustling.
Peyton Pritchard never stops moving. Throw it down.
Boucher stuffs. This is embarrassing if you're Arizona. Wow.
Please, be positive. This is a perfect day to celebrate the wonders of the state of Oregon.
Hawkins knocks down a 3. Look,
but if you're talking about Arizona, have you ever witnessed like a great road victory? Did something really special? What's the greatest road victory you ever saw or know of?
You talking about like back in middle school or
life?
What? So you don't think that Sean Miller is going to say that this was embarrassing? I mean, he's going to give credit to Oregon, and he should. Oregon's played great. Here's Boucher again from Brooks. But they're giving up dunks and layups. They're just not hustling. This isn't all Oregon good. This is also some Arizona bad.
It started all Oregon good because of Dylan Brooks. And then everybody else just fed off his magic. And the Wildcats are just stunned. So anyway, I went and saw a play the other night. Hershey Felder, our great Tchaikovsky. You've heard of Tchaikovsky, right?
Yes.
Okay. Phenomenal play. Great music. I grew up with Tchaikovsky. The greatest road victory I've ever known is Van Cliburn, who in 1958, I was 6 years old, he went to Russia and entered the inaugural Tchaikovsky piano competition, playing the Russians' pianos, playing their music with their judges, their crowd, and Khrushchev right there. Van Cliburn won that competition. It was the greatest road victory that I'm aware of in history. And that's what Arizona needed today, and they just did not have anyone of Van Cliburn's caliber.
So you would not have set a road victory during the NBA Finals against Philadelphia in 1977.
No,
it was one of the great road wins.
That was one of them, but Van Cliburn's was the best.
Another 3 for the Ducks, this by Pritchard, a new arena record, 16 threes, and they've only missed 5. One of the greatest shooting performances we've ever seen.
This is perfection. This is what you dream about. This is what coaching is about. And what Dana Altman has to do is keep the team focused and not be overly self-congratulatory. Sean Miller has to say, hey guys, we just got to regroup and start over. They'll be on their charter plane home to Tucson, where I'm told is 78 degrees today.
By the way, the worst loss by a top 5 team this year, West Virginia beat Baylor by 21. Oregon is up 35 right now on Arizona. Pritchard's 3 off target.
Great closeout defense, Kadeem Allen. I tell you, Jordan Bell has become a huge offensive force.
Here's Alonzo Trier to the basket. Count it. By the way, you know that picture put up of you scoring over Kareem?
Right, we won that game.
Kareem was on SportsCenter last night, and he was on the NBA Countdown show.
Really?
He said when they went to play you guys that the fire alarm went off in the morning because someone lit a trash can on fire in the hotel. That wasn't you, was it?
That was before I got there, but look, the fire alarms in Boston, you don't have to have a fire for those to go off. The Lakers just have to show up, and the fire alarms all of a sudden just start going off in the middle of the night.
What do you think about Magic and his involvement with the Lakers?
I
What do you
think it's fantastic. I love Magic Johnson. Anything that Magic gets involved with, I'm all for. That guy's one of the true legends.
Boucher! Another dunk. It's a slam fest and a three fest here in Eugene.
Get Magic involved, get Kareem involved, get the entertainment titans involved again.
Markin with good hustle keeps it alive.
Whoa, that's an offensive foul.
Yep. Charging is the call. How about that? Boucher has been dunking all over the place, hitting threes, and on the other end, he's drawn charges in a 35-point game.
This was the cover boy, Chris Boucher, Sports Illustrated, the start of the season. This is the most highly anticipated, touted team coming into the season in the history of this great program. The Tall Furs, 1939, the first championship team. The LA that leads up to D.D. Hall, right here, the original building on the campus, it opened in 1876. I mean, that's what it's all about, the tradition, the history, and they're all here today. Jim Jaquaz over there sitting next to Rob Mullins. Everybody's ecstatic. Big Stoner is even up out of his seat.
And a foul called as Cavell Bigby Williams will go to the line.
And former head coach Don Munson is here today. Only his second time back since he coached here. He was here opening for the building here, but Jordan Bell and Chris Boucher, Dylan Brooks. But you know, you can just take the whole roster and say, wow. Prayers, and the skies had lifted from this ice storm that we had earlier in the day, and I looked up to the north, and there was Skinner Butte, named after Eugene Skinner, the founder of this magnificent valley, and there was a flag flying in the wind, crimson white and indigo, and it was just absolutely spectacular. And I went up there this morning to finish my prayer, and I went down. There's Pat Kilkenny right there.
Was he with you on the morning prayer?
No, he was busy. So the morning prayer, I go up there, and it's just a spectacular sunrise, and then down to the river, the big river. And is there ever water flowing through it? Water flowing the same way these threes are flowing for the Oregon Ducks here today.
Was there a sacrifice included in the prayer?
There's always sacrifice. That's the key to success, sacrifice and discipline. Send it back, a double block. Sir Bigby and Boucher. England, Canada coming together. Will Australia be next? The Commonwealth.
Well, Kinder is on the floor, or Pinder rather. He's from Perth. You ever been there?
No. I'd love to go to Perth. I've been to Australia, one of the great trips ever. Luke Longley, Andrew Vlaha, legends from Perth.
By the way, when you just got excited there, you spit all over my board.
Sorry, hope it didn't mess up your powder.
Yeah, between the cornstarch and your saliva, I've got everything on my papers in front of me.
I'm a stutterer, and Maurice Lucas would always say, quit spitting and stuttering all over me, man, come on. Rawle Alkins.
Alkins gets it to go. I liked Lionel Hollins' approach last week when we had you and Lionel on to celebrate the 1977 Blazer championship, when he took the piece of duct tape and put it over your mouth.
You were there?
Here's Pritchard.
Doris was there. What an angel she is. Let it fly, Peyton.
Well, he's got a defender in his face, doesn't want to force it. A steal by Alkins. Alkins for the dunk. He missed it. That's been how that's kind of the day they've had.
He just had bad footwork there. Tough break for Rawle Alkins.
A microcosm of the day.
Let it
Arizona.
fly, Casey.
Benson no on the three. Loose
Look at
ball.
Peyton, just down there digging everything.
Wow,
out.
he dove over Comanche. And then Benson is fouled. How about Pritchard diving over an Arizona player to get that loose ball? It's amazing. They're up 34, and they're playing like they're down 34, scratching it out for each possession.
So Casey Benson grows up in Tempe, idolizing Steve Nash, who was there in Phoenix at the peak of his incredible career. He was, as a young player, he was also dabbling in baseball. He played a lot of soccer, and he's over in LA on a big weekend soccer tournament. Casey was with his dad, and he looked at his dad, and he said, "Dad, you know, this is not really what I want, this soccer deal." basketball was for me. And so it was that weekend, that moment with his dad, Tim, who's here today. He said, I'm giving up all these dreams, Dad, baseball, soccer, I'm going for basketball. And then he saw this golden opportunity with a perfect coach for him, Dana Altman. Golden opportunity here. And now he's here starring in this incredible performance.
He's got 11 points. Dorsey leads all scorers with 23. Oregon has won 39 straight home games. That's now the longest active home win streak, with Kansas losing today to Iowa State. Schreier hits a three. If the Ducks hang on, it'll be 40 straight home wins, and they'll end Arizona's overall winning streak of 15 games in a row. And Oregon will be tied with Arizona atop the Pac-12 standings. It's the only time they meet this season. And I'm with you, Bill. I think they need to extend the conference schedule so everybody can play twice. We can get advantage as fans of those matchups.
Well, currently we play, Phil down, Sir Bigby. They currently play 18 games. How about making it 20? With 20 games, you can play everybody twice, and then get rid of some of those sisters of the poor games in the early season and make this happen. Please, Larry Scott, save us from ourselves.
If they meet again, it will be in the Pac-12 tournament. Last year, Oregon knocked off Arizona in a terrific game of the Pac-12 tournament. You and I will be there for the quarters, semifinals, and the championship on ESPN.
When you talk about record-setting performances, did you happen to have the privilege of tuning into Yao Ming's ceremony last night?
I saw that.
Wow. Number 11.
Yep.
Number 11, Yao Ming, who has changed basketball, changed the business of basketball. And that game last night, with the Super Bowl included in this weekend, that will be the #1 watched television show around the world this weekend. That is the impact of Yao Ming. Congratulations, number 11, to the Raptors at the Toyota Center.
Our Saturday primetime game tonight, presented by AT&T, is Kentucky and Florida. 4 top 10 teams will have lost before the Wildcats even take the floor. That game in Gainesville. Journey to the tourney game. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl, by the way, on Sunday?
I have no idea. I'm going to be watching. We're having an event.
I'll give you a hint. It's the Patriots and the Falcons. So those are your two choices.
Well, one of them will win.
Are you too close with Belichick? You're afraid to predict that they're going to lose?
There's a lot of things going down right now. A lot of things going down that a lot of it I don't understand. I'm all about inclusion and opportunity, and that's what sports are all about.
What does that have to do with picking a winner of the Super Bowl?
Well, there's things that you cannot talk about in public, please.
What does that have to do with picking a Super Bowl winner?
Please. I will explain to you when you tackle me from behind in the next TSA line.
Well, we can't talk about it off the air because you won't talk to me off the air.
With good reason.
You always say save it for the air. I'm saving it for the air and you won't answer me.
I'm just hoping that when we get out, I love day games. I love all the games, but I really love the day games with the early start. I've got a chance. I got a new good friend here, Sammy. He runs the outdoor program.
Ooh, Ristich with the throwdown.
So it turns out they got a bike for me here. And Salmon has told me that we got a real chance to ride to Sunset tonight. Stepped out of bounds there, but they're going to call a pushing foul on little PJC.
So you're going out of the boat and then you're sleeping in the forest with the trees.
I hope to. I've got to check the weather. If the ice is coming, I'm going back inside. Throw it down one time. That's Jordan Bell throwing that pass. Sir Bigby. Yeah, incredible.
Third top 5 team to lose today. The worst loss of the Sean Miller era was by 30 against BYU in 2009. Arizona's worst loss as a ranked team was against Oregon by 30 in 2001. 16 years later, ranked number 5 in the country, down 30. They've trailed by as many as 37 to the Ducks here today.
You love to focus on the negative. I just can't believe that. Please think of the chance we get to stop at the Ankeny Wildlife Refuge on the way back.
On the way back where?
On the way back from here to where we're going next, please.
I'm going to the airport. Where are you going?
I'm going to the airport too. And I'm going to go and stop at the Ankeny Hill Wildlife Refuge. 5,000 acres there, bifurcated by Interstate 5 on the way up to Oregon, to Portland. This is my last trip here this year. I'm very sad.
I'll light a candle for you on the way home.
Thank you.
Say a prayer.
Remember, when you light a candle, it doesn't take anything away from the existing candle.
This is Bill's ride to the airport. I love my bike.
I love my. Oh, so the bike they had, I was fixing all the bikes yesterday in the Oregon Outdoor Program, and there I am getting ready for this show today.
Were those Incredible Hulk gloves?
No, man. Those gloves, they say Dave on it. That's where I got to meet Salmon. He runs the program over there, sponsored by Columbia Sportswear.
Those are those Incredible Hulk gloves. Look at those things.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on, get up, let's go. That was a day. Oh my gosh.
You've had a lot of days.
Is there a Z or a Y in that?
Alonzo Trier at the line gets both of them. So this is just the 5th game Trier has played. Since that suspension that cost him the first 19 games of the season, Arizona was playing great without Trier. They're even better with him. Look, this is an anomaly. This is still one of the best teams in the country, but it will be interesting to see how they respond after getting beat this badly on the road as Bigby Williams hits the lead back to 32.
So Arizona goes home, and they've got Cal and Stanford next week.
You'll be at the Cal game next Saturday.
Yeah, oh, you'll be there. I can never figure out where you are.
So if you're a player...
You're telling me you were in Oregon last week?
Yeah, I was sitting right next to you. If you're a player right now for Sean Miller, what do you want to hear as a player? I mean, I know you didn't lose a lot of games this badly, but when you had a bad game and the team had a bad game, you know the coach is mad, the players are mad. So what do you want to hear as a player from your head coach?
I spent 6 years on the Clippers. We lost seasons of games like this. It's best for Sean Miller to just say what Casey Jones would tell us when we would lose an occasional game on the Celtics. Send it back for Bigby. Casey Jones, he would look at us and he'd say, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Just go take a shower and wash that mess off yourself.
Well said.
And then he would come back the next day with the greatest speech ever.
By the way, I saw Rick Carlisle last night.
Right? Where was he? Where were you?
He was in Portland. He was coaching the Mavs, remember? 9th year as the Mavs coach. And he wanted me to tell you thank you again for, after winning the '86 championship, bringing back his shirt to him that you wore. 2 days later, he said you drove up on the street, got out of your car, and gave it to him, and he was very thankful.
I'm not sure if he had his shirt on yet. I had one. I got a great shirt yesterday, the Tree of Life. These fans want so much for the walk-ons to score here.
Noble is out there. They love him. There's Roman Sorkin. Your guy.
Roman Sorkin, 12 tribes, no casino, may be the ultimate testament to what a great coach Dana Altman is.
12 tribes, no casino. Surprised you haven't got in trouble for that one.
Raleigh Alkins,
nice
who grew
move.
up playing left-handed.
Great move by Alkins.
He reminds me so much of Super John Williamson. I mean, just so powerful. This is truly a gift of the gods, Raleigh Alkins.
Is there anybody that's playing that reminds you of somebody that's played in the last 2 decades? Like I always ask, reminds you of anybody, and you tell me from somebody from 40 years ago. When you watch Dylan Brooks, is there anybody that stands out to you? Or Boucher, or Bell? Bigby Williams, another dunk.
He's the best I've ever seen Bigby Williams play. I mean, he's throwing it down. He's making jumpers, blocking shots. Up till this point, his only notable contribution was the cheap forearm into the neck of one of the UCLA players here December 28th.
Alkins with a 3, so Oregon will improve to 21-3, 10-1 in the Pac-12. Michael Smith, Jamel Hill. It's a new Sports Center, The Six, streaming live on ESPN app, and watch ESPN. It starts Monday.
Dylan Brooks reminds me of the best of Adrian Dantley, the Hall of Famer.
Alkins
Down Raleigh Alkins
with the dunk, but Arizona will lose for just the 3rd time this year. Their 15-game winning streak will come to an end, and it'll be their first conference loss of the year, so they'll be tied with Oregon atop the standings at 10-1, but the Ducks would have the tiebreaker given this is the only regular season meeting. Oregon then heads to LA to play UCLA on Thursday, a game you can see at 10 Eastern right here on ESPN, following North Carolina Duke.
3 straight victories now for the Ducks over the Wildcats. Wow. Dana Altman, 3 of the last 4 years, Coach of the Year in the Conference of Champions. His daughter, Audra, was able to be there in Colorado a week ago where the team sadly lost in her presence.
At the midway point, who's the front runner for Coach of the Year in the Pac-12? Is it Steve Alford? Is it Dana Altman? Is it Sean Miller? And a foul here on Oregon.
Dana Altman and Sean Miller just do an absolutely excellent job. Their ability to lift people up. I mean, they are the inspirational guys that take these programs in very small towns, Tucson and Eugene. You know, we're not talking Seattle, we're not talking Los Angeles, we're not talking Denver, we're not talking Bay Area. And what they do to bring the recruits in, build the programs, fill the arenas. Oregon now, everybody's trying to chase Sean Miller and the program that Greg Byrne and Sean built there. Right now, what's happening here in Oregon, selling out regularly, great performances, delivering peak performance on command. Congratulations, Oregon Ducks, flying with wings of their own. We are men of Oregon.
Oregon led for 38 minutes and led by as many as 37. They have the longest home win streak in college basketball. 40 straight home wins for the Ducks. They are now tied with Arizona atop the Pac-12. Both teams are 10-1. UCLA plays later, a chance to stay 2 games back before the Bruins host Oregon on Thursday. Arizona's 15-game win streak comes to an end. Oregon with 26 assists, 16 three-pointers, 8 dunks, 7 blocks.
I love offensive basketball. I love passing skills, shooting, explosive attacks to the rim, and that's what we saw today from one of the squads. The Ducks flying high, the Wildcats whimpering, looking for somebody to give them some food and try to recover. Sad.
For Hall of Famer Bill Walton, I'm Dave Pasch. So long from Eugene. Here's that, man.